Hello, welcome back to our channel. This is the 17th episode, the soul-destroying pill of 10,000 of the story Heart of a Phoenix. Today, we're diving right back into this explainer, unpacking all the tension, the rich lore, and that completely unexpected comedy hidden right within these pages. So get comfortable, because we are in for a seriously wild ride today. Okay, let's dive straight into this. Section 1, a mysterious midnight kidnapping. Now picture this, you've just been snatched in the dead of night, tossed face down in the freezing cold mud. Most of us, we'd be absolutely terrified, right? Total panic mode. But not Ariana, no way. Instead of freaking out, she actually manages to tear her eyes away from her captor's mesmerizing gaze, and she just starts interrogating him. Who are you? Why did you bring me here? What do you want from me? I mean, talk about absolute composure. Her keeping her cool in the face of a literal kidnapping instantly sets the tone for exactly who she is in this episode. So her captor, the guy we know as Harry, decides he wants to play some games. He pokes her cheek and drops this classic over-the-top villain threat, "Take a guess now, or I'll have to kill you." But watch how fast this totally falls flat against Ariana's ironclad logic. She literally rolls her eyes at him. She sighs and points out the glaringly obvious. I mean, why on earth would he snatch her in the middle of the night, lug her all the way out into the absolute middle of nowhere just to kill her? It makes zero sense. And surprisingly, instead of throwing a tantrum, Harry is actually kind of impressed by her courage and that incredibly sharp mind of hers. Which brings us to Section 2, the Dark Court's Son. As these two are going back and forth, one thing becomes crystal clear real fast. Harry has an ego the size of a mountain. He has lived his entire life fully convinced that his charm is just this irresistible force of nature. And this brilliantly illustrates the hilarious, dramatic irony we're seeing. On one side, you have Harry's grand expectation. He's batting those eyelashes, flashing what he's sure is a totally disarming grin, fully expecting that any girl would be instantly swept off her feet. He really thinks she's already falling for him. But then, on the other side, we see Ariana's actual reality. Her inner thoughts are completely unfazed. She's practically smacking her forehead, literally wondering to herself, dude, is he an idiot? The massive disconnect between his colossal ego and her utter, deadpan confusion is pure comedic gold. So Harry finally decides to lay his cards on the table. He dramatically clenches his fist and announces, "I am the sacred son of the Dark Court." He drops the bomb that Prince Warwick is never going to marry her. But hey, he can. He starts throwing out these grandiose promises, telling her that if she joins his side, she'll have wealth and power beyond her wildest dreams. He is basically trying to buy her loyalty right there on the spot, doing whatever he can to pull her away from the Crown Prince with these massively high-stakes offers. All right, moving on to Section 3. The Immortal Spirit Fruit. Now, you might be wondering if the whole marriage pitch worked. Well, Ariana is barely even listening to him at this point, because suddenly, Harry casually drops a name that completely derails the entire conversation: the Immortal Spirit Fruit. Listen, in the lore of this world, this isn't just a quick snack, oh no. For Ariana, this is the master key to everything. Hearing those words is like a literal clap of thunder going off in her head, because with this legendary fruit, she can finally resume her manifestation. And even more importantly, she can awaken her beautiful, powerful master, literally the most powerful being on the entire continent. You really have to treat this with the absolute high fantasy reverence it deserves, because this right here is the critical anchor for Ariana's entire motivation in the story. Her heart starts pounding. She absolutely has to have this fruit. Let's jump to Section 4, a deadly mission revealed. So Harry sees her eyes completely light up, and of course, he totally misunderstands. Thanks to that massive ego, he thinks she's just thrilled about the idea of being his lover at the Dark Court. Feeling pretty pleased with himself, he finally reveals the real reason he brought her out here. He wants to hand her a deadly, super treacherous mission aimed right at Prince Warwick. To pull off this toxic little plot, Harry reaches into his pocket and tosses her this magical tool. It's called a switching needle. Now don't be fooled, this is not your average medical device. Ariana casually asks him if it's toxic, and Harry just looks at her like she's lost her mind, proudly declaring that yes, obviously it's a vial containing super toxic liquid designed for precision sabotage. The deadly seriousness of this little magical tool instantly shoots the stakes right through the roof. So the crucial point is exactly how this insane heist is actually supposed to work. It's a two-step process. Step 1, Ariana has to steal the Immortal Spirit Fruit straight from Warwick and use this crazy needle to suck the magical juice right out of it. And then step 2, she replaces it by injecting that super toxic liquid right back inside. It is a completely calculated, sinister, and honestly incredibly precise plan for murder and theft, all neatly packaged into one tiny little vial. And that leads us right into Section 5, the soul-destroying pill. But right then, the whole vibe just shifts. You can see Harry suddenly getting a bit conflicted. It dawns on him that, hey, maybe just handing a highly lethal weapon over to a captive girl isn't the most foolproof master plan in the world. He starts pacing around her in circles. He's staring up at the starry night sky, scratching his head, his brow all crinkled up. It hits him that he needs a totally ironclad guarantee of her loyalty before he sends her walking right back to the Crown Prince. So what is Harry's ultimate failsafe? Talk about tension peaking. Without any warning at all, he flips his hand over, reveals this mysterious little pink pill sitting right in his palm, and before Ariana can even blink, he forcefully shoves it right into her mouth. She's swallowed the thing before she even processes what's happening.
So Harry takes a big step back, fully prepared to just soak in her absolute terror. He puffs up his chest and delivers this incredibly dramatic, over-the-top line. That's the excruciating, soul-destroying, bone-crushing, mind-poisoning pill of 10,000 ants. I mean, he really delivers it with maximum flair. He's trying so hard to be terrifying here, right? He wants to be the ultimate, untouchable villain in this moment, commanding her total obedience through pure, unadulterated fear.
Which brings us to, honestly, the absolute best comedic reversal punchline of the entire explainer. While Harry is standing there giving this grand, super intimidating speech about 10,000 ants literally crushing her bones, Ariana is just sitting there with a completely blank face. Crickets. Because the second that little pink pill touched her tongue, she knew exactly what it was. It tastes exactly like a common laxative for treating constipation. Seriously. Instead of shaking in her boots, she is just utterly baffled by this guy. She's sitting there thinking, wait, that's the 10,000 ants? It is just the most brilliant, hilarious way to completely deflate Harry's massive ego right at the very climax of the chapter. And wow, that perfectly wraps up our breakdown of this incredibly entertaining twist. Will Ariana actually go through with this wildly toxic heist, or is the Dark Court's son gonna seriously regret handing his quote-unquote deadly little pill to the absolute wrong girl? We'll just have to wait and see. If you like the story, please like and share it, and subscribe to the channel to watch future episodes. Thanks for watching!